Hey, what's up? It's Chad Wakefield. Revival on the Road number 6. It's actually at our hometown today, Chandler, Arizona, but for a very special purpose. I'm participating in the Bataan Memorial Death March. This is 5th or 6th of this event I've participated in. Usually it's held at White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico, which is near Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas, about an hour away. That's where I was stationed at when I was in the military. And it's a march that commemorates the POWs that were forced marched by the Japanese Imperial Army in April of 1942. The American military had gone to the Philippines to support the Filipino army who was being attacked by the Japanese just about a month after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. So it was one of the entry points for the Americans into World War II. This march, it was originally organized almost 30 years ago, so it's been going for that long, by the ROTC department at New Mexico State University, which is my alma mater. I went there after finishing service at Fort Bliss. And they did this to commemorate those troops. Many of them were from New Mexico. Many were New Mexico National Guard units that participated in that battle. The New Mexico National Guard at the time had a lot of was referred to as coastal artillery. That sounds kind of odd, but that's what they had. That's what they did. And it was just an inordinate number of men from the state of New Mexico that fought in that battle and fell to prisoner of war status and were marched. They were forced marched, Americans and Philippines, about 60 miles, hot conditions, no water, no food, no medical attention, not proper gear. In a lot of cases, the men didn't have boots, they didn't have uniforms that were protecting them from the sun. So very bad conditions. Unfortunately, conditions that the POWs face. So I started doing this many years after I got out of the military, and have been proud to do it. Each year I've done it. COVID canceled the event last year. This year they went virtual, so I'm doing this as a solo marcher around my my hometown, basically. I know the distance, I know the direction, I know the route very well. I know where there's locations where I can get extra water, things like that. Those men knew none of those things. So it's the least I can do is participate in this and remember that event, remember their sacrifice, think about where we're at today. Certainly there's challenges in this country, but there's challenges when you're pursuing freedom and you're pursuing democracy. Kind of goes to the territory because not everybody's going to agree all the time. But this is an event that at least reminds me of what we do have and what we need to fight like hell to maintain, and in some cases change as well. Hopefully next year this event will be back at White Sands. I miss it because the ceremony often included some of the living survivors. There aren't very many of them left, if any. If they are, they're in their late 90s now. Or over the age of 100, which is a gift, obviously. But the ceremony also often includes current members of the military from the Philippines and all over the world. Frankly, there's people that travel, military and civilians, from all over the world for that event. So it's a really cool event. Look forward to getting it on back in person. But today we're going to do this 26.2 miles on my feet. Easy for me because I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly the direction I need to take. I know the weather report. Again, those guys, they didn't know any of that. So I got it easy today. Maybe a little tired, but I got it easy. This is really just a recreation for me. But I will carry that memory of those guys with me. Even the thoughts of our current active military, other members of the military from other wars and conflicts that never made it back or came back with a lot of scars. So, important for me. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I delivered a little bit of a history lesson. I inspired you a little bit to read a little bit, learn a little bit about that event, and obviously inspire you to think a little differently about where we're at today. Thanks for watching. Out.